Our story for today is one of my favorite authors and favorite illustrators, Jan Brett. This is a spring story, and it's called Hedgie's Surprise. If you remember, Hedgie is the hedgehog and one of Jan Brett's pets. I want to show you the inside of the book. She signed it for me. It says Jan Brett on there. Hedgie's Surprise. Once there was a speckled hen who laid an egg every day, only to have it taken by a little tomten every morning. It all started because the tomten got tired of porridge for his breakfast. Each morning the rooster crowed as the sun came up, and Henny knew the tomten was on his way. So did the little hedgehog who lived nearby. The tomten always called out to her, "Henny, have you got a little yummy for my hungry, hungry tummy?" The tomten climbed into the henhouse, took Henny's warm, smooth egg, and ran off to cook it in his little kettle, sprinkle it with salt, and gobble it down. Then he'd fall fast asleep in the hayloft until evening. Henny didn't like the tomten taking her eggs, but she put up with it until one morning when she saw Goosey sail forth, smiling and bowing, with a stream of piping goslings following her. "Oh my," Henny clucked, "where'd you get all those little ones from?" "My eggs are hatching," crooned Goosey. "Here comes the last one now." From that moment on, Henny wanted a brood of peeping chicks of her own. But how could she stop the tomten from taking her eggs? The next morning, when the tomten poked his head in, Henny tried. She clucked loudly and pecked. She flew at him, but nothing stopped that hungry tomten from taking her egg again. No eggs, no chicks, no peeping babies. Henny wailed so loudly that she woke up the little hedgehog, her tears pouring down on top of him. "Puffa, puffa. Stick, stick," Hedgie went as he crawled out to talk to her. "Poor Henny, I've been watching the tomten take your eggs. I will help you trick him into stopping." The next morning when the rooster crowed, there was the tomten. "Henny, have you got a little yummy for my hungry, hungry tummy?" Henny and Hedgie were ready. The tomten reached for an egg and pulled out an acorn. Said the tomten, "what is this?" And off he went to try it. The acorn was tasty, but it didn't fill him up, and he woke in the middle of the afternoon, grumpy. The next time the tomten arrived looking for an egg, he found a bright red strawberry. It looked bigger than the acorn, so he ran off to cook it. The strawberry was jammy and sweet, but it only filled up the tomten a little more than the acorn had. and he woke up early. The sun had just come up when the Tomten was at the henhouse again, his stomach roaring with hunger. Pushing Henny aside, he grabbed for an egg, only to find a delicious-smelling mushroom. He raced off to cook it, as scrumptious as it was. He woke up, and his little tummy was growling for more. Cock-a-doodle-doo! The Tomten rushed in, even before the rooster finished crowing. "Henny, have you got something for my hollow tummy?" This time he found a smooth, round potato, even bigger than an egg. He cooked it quickly, swallowed it down, and went back to the hayloft. He woke up at sunset, only half full. The Tomten had had enough. "Henny," he shouted, "tomorrow I want an egg for breakfast and nothing else. If I don't find one, I will eat you instead." Henny was scared. The Tomten had been tricked by an acorn, a strawberry, a mushroom, and a potato. How could they fool him again? "Don't worry, Henny," Hedgie told her. "Now it's time for my surprise." And he whispered in her ear. All night Henny waited on her nest and Hedgie on his. As soon as it began to get light, Hedgie gently covered his nest with straw and got ready for the big surprise. Henny and Hedgie could hear the Tomten's stomach rumble like thunder a mile away. He burst into the henhouse, pushed Henny aside, and grabbed— "Ouch!" he howled. "Ouch! Ouch!" "Puffa, puffa, stick, stick." He had clutched Hedgie, all closed up in a tight round ball of needle-sharp prickles. Henny and Hedgie listened as the Tomten ran home, yowling. "Thank you, Hedgie," Henny said, looking at her dear friend. "I'm sure the Tomten won't be back here again for breakfast. But what I can't figure out is, where have you hidden all my eggs?" Just then, Henny heard a little peep, and then another, coming from Hedgie's nest. She looked over and saw the straw begin to move. 5 baby chicks peeked out of their shells and fluffed up their down. As Henny settled down with her babies nestled around her, the Tomten's mother was in the hayloft, making breakfast for the hungry Tomten. "Hedgie, Hedgie, Hedgie, you are full of surprises," Henny cried as she led her baby chicks out into the sunshine. But this little Tomten didn't hear a word. He was sound asleep, his tummy full of tasty porridge. I hope you enjoyed the story of Hedgie's Surprise by Jan Brett.